Good evening, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. Here's your 3 p.m. update. We are still keeping a close eye on Tropical Storm Arthur. As of the 1 o'clock advisory, still looking at sustained winds at 45 miles an hour, gusts at 60 miles an hour, and it continues to move to the northeast at 9 miles an hour. Now, right now, the NOAA hurricane hunters are taking a close look inside the storm to see if the center has relocated. It looks pretty disheveled at this point, but it is expected to make a landfall here very shortly if it hasn't already. There hasn't been any guidance from the Hurricane Center yet. However, it does look like the center is tracking pretty close to land. Of course, the convection is pretty far displaced closer towards Louisiana and about 100 miles off our coastline. You'll notice throughout the remainder of the afternoon and evening, we will continue to see some wind impacts here in Houston, but as far as the moisture is concerned, rain has stopped. All that energy is, like I said, pushing to our east. Now, I turned on the wind particles so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the center of circulation goes. Right now, surface level winds have some rotation right near Freeport, very close to Galveston. Now, the hurricane hunters are assessing whether or not that low has been displaced a little bit further offshore, and if that's the reason why the National Hurricane Center hasn't called for a landfall just yet. Regardless, it is a situation that has favored Southeast Texas and Houston. I mean, we lucked out as far as avoiding the brunt of the moisture for today. Notice the loop in the Beltway right now is clear. If you're out and about, you're probably thinking, what tropical storm? It is on our heels just offshore, but it is not bringing us any rain or really any impacts inland. We are feeling that heat. We're certainly tracking the humidity, and that's actually why we're going into weather impact alert days as we head into our Thursday and Friday. I'll have more on that here in a little bit. Live look over at Edo. Fan Fest is well underway. We are gearing up for a full day of matches, and the fans are uninterrupted by any rain. Of course, I want to caution you about making sure not only that you're staying hydrated, but that you're replenishing electrolytes. If you're new to Houston, or really, we haven't been used to this kind of heat in a few months, don't forget about those electrolytes, because when you sweat, you lose them very quickly. Look at the temperatures, a big increase from yesterday because, of course, rain has wrapped. So 86 degrees right now actually feels like 95. The breeze rattling some trees over there. East-southeast wind sustained at 17 miles an hour. Here's the side-by-side comparison for other spots around the region. You'll notice Hobby Airport is sitting at 87. That's the actual air temperature. Heat index, though, is pushing to 96 right now. Same thing for Sugar Land, 87. When you factor in that humidity, feels like 96. Now, look at how the heat index is going to rapidly climb tomorrow. It is going to feel like it's between 107 and 114 degrees during the peak heating of the day. That is for our Thursday, and that is for our Friday. For that reason, the National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory, the first one of the season. It starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning and it lasts until 10 p.m. on Friday. That includes all of Southeast Texas. All of our counties have been highlighted for that. Why is it such a big deal to track heat and humidity at the same time? Unfortunately, when we have a really humid air mass like this, it fatigues our body very quickly. Sweat usually cools off our body. Under dry conditions, our body sweats. The dry air wipes the sweat away. Through evaporation, we're able to cool off a little bit. Now, when we have a humid air mass, when we sweat, that stays stuck on our skin. Our body continues to heat up, and then our body works in overdrive. The heart pumps faster, the kidneys work harder, and that's what can lead to rapid heat exhaustion. So to reduce your risks, try and limit your time outdoors. If you have plans to be out and about watching the game, give your body a break. During halftime, in between games, make sure you go to an air-conditioned space. Don't let your body work too hard for too long. Don't forget to drink water, like I said, and not just that, but electrolytes. So that's your Gatorades, your Powerades, your coconut water. Try to replenish some of the salts that you're losing through that sweat. Wear a hat. Try to cool off your head. Try to wear light, loose-fitted clothing. Why? Loose-fitted clothing allows your body to sweat a little bit better, and light colored clothing reflects the sunlight quite a bit more. It's what's called the planetary albedo. If you're wearing a white colored clothing, for example, that reflects 80% of the sunlight, versus if you're wearing a dark colored black shirt that absorbs 20% of the heat. So it's just little tips and tricks that can at least help you out a little bit. Okay, so for now, most of the tropical impacts are along the immediate coastline. We'll continue to watch for occasional wind gusts getting close to 60 miles an hour, though I do think the majority of the wind impacts happened already this morning. We're keeping an eye on the flood threat along the immediate coastline because of the wind pushing up against our shore. We see increased wave heights, and that could lead to some coastal flooding. We have flown near the Galveston coastline. We have seen some of that already. Inland is a completely different story. I mean, I'm talking about a light breeze. I'm talking about the rain completely coming to an end. I'm seeing sunshine through the window. I'm sure you're seeing sunshine where you are as well. Now it's really all about the heat. Tomorrow especially, we are back to some heat that puts us under weather impact alerts because of that humidity heat combination threat. So for today, still keeping a close eye on Storm Arthur. As it turns away from our coastline by tonight, it'll be in Louisiana, and we'll stop talking about it. By tomorrow, it'll really be all about the heat. So here's the timing. The latest cone from the National Hurricane Center puts it at Port Arthur by 7 o'clock tonight, now as a remnant low. So once it does interact with land, once it reduces its wind speed, it'll still have similar effects. It'll just have reduced wind gusts. So it still brings quite a bit of moisture to Louisiana, to Mississippi, to Alabama. And for us, we'll be allowing these tropical storm warnings to expire. For now, they're still in place. This includes Brazoria, Galveston, Chambers County, the Bay. These are spots to monitor the potential of wind and high waves. So that is why we're under a weather impact alert for today. This 80% that you see right there, that was for the rain we got this morning. We actually got quite a bit of it during the overnight hours between midnight and 8 a.m. We saw 6-7 inches of rain, even 8. This is going to be for Brazoria, near Angleton, even Pasadena saw some really heavy rainfall totals. This afternoon, that has completely gone away. So we really pivot here in Houston pretty quickly. If you're visiting, you're probably thinking, what is going on with this weather? I mean, we went from torrential downpours to now sunshine and so much heat. Well, that's what we have to gear up for this summer. Notice tomorrow and Friday, those rain chances are minimal. I don't think we'll see anything popping off on radar, but we will be tracking is the heat and the feels like temperatures. Remember, we have a heat advisory tomorrow and Friday for those temperatures pushing to 107 to 114 during peak heating of the day. Now, for Saturday and Sunday, technically we fall under heat advisory criteria. However, these are still going to be some really hot days. So we're going to play it by ear. If we see those feels like temperatures remaining high, we will issue weather impact alert days for Saturday and Sunday as well. But for now, it looks like we will get a little bit of a reprieve from the heat because of the potential for a couple of showers on Saturday. Father's Day Sunday will be toasty regardless. We'll see those temperatures push into the low 90s, and then we're going to stay there either low to mid 90s all the way through next week. All right, we've got another update for you coming up on the TV side at 4 o'clock. I think by that point, the National Hurricane Center will give guidance on whether Tropical Storm Arthur has made a landfall or whether it's going to take a little while longer because the low has pushed closer towards the offshore center. So I'll see you on the TV side, and I'll give you the latest updates there.